there. It's 9 AM and already it's really hot. And yes, I realize I'm in my PJs. The thing is, if I don't make this video now, I'm probably never gonna make it. So a few days ago I was on Stickam on Debate Faith Room. Somebody said that by exposing religion as bullshit you may end up converting people. Which is true. But he also said that by doing that you take away their hope in an afterlife. In a better life. And I just don't think that's the case. You see, when I was a Christian, the idea of hell was always in my head. I remember I was like 11 years old and I was sure that if I was to die in that moment, I would end up in hell. You know, sometimes I skipped classes, or lied to my parents, or my teacher, or I used to steal cherries from my neighbor's tree. Basically, I was a kid, I was doing what kids do. But in my head, all those things were sins. I remember I used to pray every night to God that if I die, he doesn't send me to hell. Now when I think about it, it's ridiculous. But at the time, it was very real. And all the fundamentalists out there, I know you think about this too. I know it. No matter how secure you seem to be in your videos or your preaching, I know this is on your mind. I mean, for instance, Jesus said that rich men will not go to heaven. And if you have a nice house and afford a decent life, and a camera, a computer, internet, the time to spend online, according to Jesus' standards, you're probably rich. You know, in 4.5 billion years, after our sun will die, a planetary nebula will be formed, and after that fades away, everything inside it, every atom will be recycled back into the universe. We will be part of other planets and stars. So, in a way, we are immortal, with our bodies.
I got no need for a Bible. I got no need for the drugs. I figured out what to do with my life, and I've come to terms with the code.
Honestly, I find this idea much more romantic than the religious idea of an afterlife. Even as a Christian, I had problems with it. I mean, it could be fun to live for 1,000 years, maybe 5,000 years, but think about 15 billion years. And multiply that with another 15 billion years, and another 15 billion years. I wouldn't want that. In fact, even at a young age I thought about that, and I was imagining myself banging my head against heavenly celestial objects so I could just stop existing. I even asked my religion teacher, what if I don't want to live anymore in the afterlife? What if I ask God to let me die for real? She didn't even understand the concept. Why would I want that? But when you really start to think about it, who wants to live forever? Also, I heard people say that if they stop believing in an afterlife, their actual lives will lose meaning. You know, I think to be or not to be is one of the most fundamental questions. I think everyone should deal with that. And believing in a personal God just because you are afraid of that question makes you not only a coward but also a hypocrite. Also, someone on Stickam asked, if you take religion away from people, what can you give them in return? What can you replace it with? I said give them philosophy. I mean, religion is like philosophy's retarded little cousin anyway. And give them science. If you think about all the weird and almost magical stuff that there is in this universe, like neutron stars and white dwarfs, black holes. The idea that in this universe really exists such an object with a one-way surface where things fall in but never come out, with a gravitational field so powerful that time and space are distorted and not even light can escape it. I mean, something like this is much more complex and mind-blowing really than any god that was ever invented. I am afraid of some things. I am afraid of pain, both physical and emotional. But I'm not afraid of being dead. Actually, I find comfort in the idea that there is nothing after I die, because there's nothing to be afraid of.
'Cause I'm gonna go to hell when I die. 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 I'm gonna go to hell when I die.
You hear that bird? Let me tell you something, that bird is a slut.